People of Gibraltar, my life, as far back as I can remember, has been embedded in the world of public service. My purpose and that of my family's has been deeply intertwined with the journey of our people. The just and noble struggle for the survival of the Gibraltarian identity and the prosperity of our community. Since joining politics some 10 years ago, I have worked hard to represent those who have sought my support, regardless of their political affiliations, and I have done everything in my power to present a political option based on the values that I hold close to my heart: honesty, empathy, equality and diversity, and social justice. My political achievements, humble as they may be, are among the proudest of my life, and I will cherish them forever. Now, with a heavy heart and a soul weighed down by a burden I cannot shake, I must accept that it is time to say farewell, at least for now, to this world that has been at the core of my being for so long. It is with great sorrow that I must announce that I will not be standing at the next general election. On a personal level, I admit to having tired of the political debate as it exists today. The state of our politics is worrisome, made toxic by mindless partisanship and polarization. I have watched with despair as people who dare to speak up are subjected to abuse and intimidation. And I am plagued by the many conversations I have had with genuinely concerned citizens who do not exercise their political freedoms for fear of repression. Excuse me. There appears to be only one tolerable narrative about who we are, how our affairs should be run, how we must express our identity. If anyone speaks out against these established narratives, they are quickly branded enemies of the people. How have we slipped so far down this dangerous slope? Do we have no regard for the health of our society, for whom freedom and diversity of opinion should be the lifeblood? Our political system has been seized by powerful special interests and plays inside a bubble, a parallel courtroom that alienates those who do not belong to the circles of power. Within those circles, new generations of leaders are identified and groomed, ready to perpetuate the cycle. Gone are the days in which our politics encompassed a cross-section of professional backgrounds where blue-collar workers and trade unionists shared the floor with professionals and captains of industry, and where the greater good took precedence over party agendas. Although I would add that within this cross-section, women and minorities have never been well represented. This is not what a healthy democracy looks like, and we need to do something about it before it's too late. As for the direction of travel of this community, I believe Gibraltar is at a historic crossroads. After 300 years of slowly chiseling a unique identity and way of life from the midst of imperialism and oppression, Gibraltarians need to think hard and fast about where we want to be as a people for the next 300 years. The current path is, in my belief, one that will destroy much of what was created before us. One that threatens the small community life and the bonds that have kept us happy and steadfast for 3 centuries. I have no doubt Gibraltar will become a concrete jungle akin to some densely populated Asian metropolises. The economic system will continue to be one aimed at attracting rich investors, and this will create an economic backdrop of growing inequality that will have to be compensated by an ever-growing, intensely paternalistic state. Levels of quality of life will continue to drop. Our natural environment will continue to degrade. As more wealthy residents buy into this economy, spending a few weeks in their luxury flats, local residents will continue to suffer the deterioration of their day-to-day life. And these are just material effects. I have no doubt that these developments will continue to erode as well the social fabric that has made Gibraltarians what we are. one huge, eclectic and loving family, united for the greater good. The race for the extraction of wealth will divide us. The disparity in quality of life will estrange us. The lack of a common purpose and common way of life will weaken us. And one day, Gibraltar will become a place that people do not want to live in anymore. This idea is already being expressed by people who come here from abroad. But I am sure that with time, as the buildings grow taller and the quality of life decreases further, even our people will prefer to live in a cleaner, friendlier, and more peaceful environment. So many of you will ask, well, why don't you use your platform to do something about it? And my answer is, believe me, I have tried. I have tried to entice those neglected sectors of our society and to embolden ordinary citizens. And by ordinary, I mean people outside of the political and economic elites. I have tried to bring their voices and their energy to Together Gibraltar, but the fact is, the support and love that I receive from our people on a daily basis has not translated into enough activists and candidates ready to take on the mission to transform our politics. And that is a hard reality that must be faced honestly and responsibly. I do not have the strength to continue to take on this fight as a lone opposition voice, and I feel that as it stands today, Together Gibraltar cannot bring that transformative, positive change that Gibraltar urgently needs. It is time for me to make way for others who might have the strength and the ability to fight this corner more successfully than I have over the last few years. I would also like to say, though, that I acknowledge my inability to challenge the system successfully, I would like us all to reflect on how hard we are making it for independent-minded people to go against established parties and the dominant circles of power. In a system where parties have no funding and lobbies are eager to fund servile politicians, it is extremely hard to play it fair. Our political culture, prone to tribalism and the exercise of bloc voting, also makes it difficult for new ideas and candidates to break through. If I look around at the current political landscape, I see too many tired faces, career politicians and party stalwarts, and extremely little, if any, diversity of thought and background. I have also decided, after giving it lots of thought and diligently exploring all available options, that I cannot be part of a potential opposition alliance at this stage. Despite recognizing that Keitha Sopardi has taken on the task of renewing and reforming the GST in earnest, I'm afraid that there are still, at this stage, deep philosophical, ideological, and policy differences between myself and the GST. And despite having on occasion over the years mutually collaborated with my GST colleagues and having great respect for their positions on certain issues, I cannot bring myself to sacrifice my integrity and principles and ally myself with another party whose general direction on the political spectrum is so different from mine. To those who would have liked me to have an active role in a potential opposition alliance, I say thank you, but I also ask for your understanding. Please take these words for what they are, an exercise of brutal honesty from a politician who is torn between pursuing her life's work and doing what she feels is best for the community she loves. Those who know me know that my decision does not come from a lack of love for this place or its people. On the contrary, it is because I care and respect you so deeply that I must take this step back. This is certainly the end of a chapter for me personally, but who knows if it is the end of my political story. In the same way as I never planned on entering politics in 2013, I did so because at the time I felt I could add value. And perhaps that moment will come again one day, but only if I can truly again add value, because for me, that is what public service is all about. Please know that I will continue to advocate for positive change and to support those who are working to make Gibraltar a better place, because maybe one day, with our support, others may succeed where I have not. Stepping down from active politics does not mean giving up on this community, but re-entering a lifelong commitment to fight for a better Gibraltar from the trenches of active and responsible citizenship. Let us come together and listen to each other without dogma and prejudice. Let us speak to each other without fear, so that our collective voice may be heard loud and clear in every corner of our land, however isolated. I continue to believe in our people and in democracy, and in our capacity to rise above our differences to create a better future. I would like to take this final opportunity to thank from the bottom of my heart those who have stood with Together Gibraltar from its inception as a civil society platform, to our party executive members, past and present, past candidates, activists and supporters who have stood shoulder to shoulder with me since we began this project 6 years ago in 2017. We could have never achieved what we did without each and every single one of you. I also want to thank my children for their support and their patience with me throughout the years, my close friends who have always held me and inspired me, and my beloved sister and my late parents for their love and for the values that they instilled in me. And to my cherished Gibraltar community, thank you for your support and for your trust. It has been my greatest honor to represent you and to be your advocate from my humble corner. Please know that you will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you.